In the parable of the 10 minas, King Jesus reveals what he expects of his subjects. He expects us to be risk takers toward accomplishing his purposes. And we do not need to look far for role models within our spiritual family and those who are doing this exceptionally. Our black brothers and sisters in the United States know what it means to take risks for Jesus' kingdom purposes. Constantly being pushed to the margins and even painfully at times by white brothers and sisters, it was at risk for our black brothers and sisters to start businesses and create jobs for fear that they might be burned and terrorized, like Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 1920s. It was at risk for our black brothers and sisters to go to church in this nation for fear of being bombed by white folks in the 60s. It was at risk for our black brothers and sisters to live into their full God-given human dignity and so look another human who happened to be white in the eye when they walked by them on the sidewalk without being considered uppity. It was at risk for our black brothers and sisters to gather for prayer in their church for fear of being shot by white supremacists like Dylan Roof in June 2015. And many more examples exist. And although the forms have morphed, the battle rages on. And yet the influence, the resolve, and endurance of the black church and willingness, even despite all this, to pursue reconciliation with their white brothers and sisters is an example of extraordinary faith. And frankly, it's still the black church leading the way in reconciliation. That's risky Christianity that I know our King Jesus would be proud of. We've got a lot to learn from our black brothers and sisters in taking risk for God's purposes. Let's learn. Let's walk together. And then maybe in walking together over the long haul of reconciliation, beyond the hype, beyond the occasional media bursts, maybe that's one of the biggest risks, that we would have one of the greatest payoffs in our gospel witness if we would only just try.